Right, hello all. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So I was finally able to clear all of the stages for the new artificial life form RedZone here. I actually ended up finishing the Gammas first. Cell Max, I finished second, although it was the easiest, at least with the team I used. And then Bio Broly definitely took the most to do, but I did finally clear him today. Now, I did use the superhero team for all three of those clears, and I did say that I also want to try out the other various teams, right? All the other top teams, just to see how they perform in these fights. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing here. Just so I can have an idea, because I do want to make my sort of like final top 15s for both TURs and LRs. Leading up to before the start of the 11th anniversary, of course. But I don't think it's really fair to do that without like actually testing these fights, because I do think these are definitely kind of a step above, you know, the other stuff we have had currently. Like they have more sort of with Broly, I mean, he's sort of scripted, so I don't know, but he's just so difficult too. But anyway, point being, we're jumping in here. I don't necessarily want to win here. I just want to get a couple of attempts in with all the various teams. And once again, I cleared with Superhero for the initial 3 clears. What I want to do, so I want to try out, I don't think it'll be this exact variant, but the Tag Blue setup against all 3 of these fights. And I want to try out, so I have 2 Omega teams, right? I may even adjust the roster of this one, but I do like the idea of trying out, like a more villain-focused setup and a more just like straight-up GT bosses. Because the thing with GT bosses, well, I do find it to be very strong. It's like you can't really. It's a bit of a different strategy because it more so focuses on blitzing and debuffing, and they pretty much all are getting their stats on attack, which, you know, with fights like Cell Max, for example, I think this team's gonna get fucking, even maybe the villain setup, but especially GT bosses is probably just gonna get fucking demolished. I'll still try it out, but I think that's how that's gonna go. And then I think also, I don't know about GT heroes, because the thing is, I mean, most of these characters are on the Tag Blue setup, and you know, those that aren't, I don't think are gonna do too well. But I think Demonic Power, too. I mean, obviously, it's gotten a ton of upgrades recently. And I think trying out the Goma setup. I haven't tried this team comp out just yet. But I feel like with both the Superhero LR EZAs, is going to be very strong. But this time around, I do want to try out GT bosses. I'm not sure the particular order I'm going to go about all of these in. Just sort of get a couple of these out per day, trying everything before the anniversary starts. That way I can sort of finalize how I feel about all the different characters, once again, before the anniversary starts, and see how that changes, if it does. I mean, I hope it does, considering we should be getting a ton of each type of character, but you know, we'll have to see. So with that being said, though, we're gonna jump in here. I imagine so the thing is with this strategy, it does require some semblance of luck with Omega, and this is perfect. I do need. So why he should be really good for Bio Broly, he does have the unarmed super counter, which is obviously really strong. However, it's only a 70% chance. Now, when he's under 70% HP, it is straight up guaranteed. And I can... Yeah, see, when he's under 70%, which is probably honestly going to happen fairly often here, considering that this team, like... You know, I can imagine we're going to take some damage from some normals, but we'll see what happens. So let me pop the domain here. Now, a really good thing about the Omega team, even though with like Rose Zamasu, it does, you know, that they're villains, it buffs them. And to be fair, his domain, it's very wide span, right? Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, GT bosses. The thing is, though, characters, now, once again, I think, honestly, will probably get demolished. You know, I will test it out, but I don't expect the... I need to get him a fair amount of rainbow orbs. I guess that works. I don't expect Cell Max to do, like, go well, right? But even with Cell Max, you know, he's not on any of those categories. He's not on power absorption. Okay, so we did actually get the 70% first time here. That's huge. 9 mil, huh? Okay. I mean, it's not a lot of damage, but it's something, I suppose. Now, once again, I mean, with GT bosses, you really just want to... You gotta blitz. Now, whether or not the blitz is going to actually work out, you know, I have no idea. But that is the sort of idea. Okay, he nearly did a health bar on his own. Especially when you consider, I mean, the counter, he healed after that damage, so... And Physical Omega did just a whole health bar on his own. That's minus 55%. Although I am linked with the Shadow Dragon Legion. God damn. 85,000, huh? That was after 4 hits. Oh! God damn. Maybe I get both Omega sort of setups in one? Really? You know, actually, no. I think that's more of like an issue with the opening rotation. I think this can work, but... You know, we don't have... I think the 70% phase 1 and the 10% damage reduction support is going to be pretty massive. Although, I mean, Broly was only like halfway built up, so... Yeah, I don't know, but we'll jump back in. Once again, I still think, even though that did not go too well, I still think I do want to give every team its like, fair chance to shine. Only doing like one turn with TT bosses isn't that fair. Now Nova here. How is Nova gonna do? Nova should do pretty well if I actually get a lot of supers with him. But he should do a ton of damage too. You know, we'll see what happens, but I think he could be very effective for this. Which, by the way, you know, I feel like Nova does not get enough credit. I mean, just because he released... Like, I don't know if I mean, maybe, like, the second he released, he's probably, like, top 15 material, but... I don't know. It's also kind of hard to evaluate. Because, you know, the second he released, what I meant by that is... Like the Gohan, Goten, Trunks. I guess, no, the Omega team, even with Nova on it, like, you just have to kill Goten Trunks fast, because he definitely gets screwed over by Goten Trunks, but once they're dead, I mean, it's very easy to clear. No way, so this time I'm not succeeding the... How much do we take? 1.8, dude. And that's Broly with no build-up. Now, I know we didn't have big bad bosses there. We didn't have our sort of defense raised, but yeah, so he does sort of just have to... Let's do this. Oh, brother. He has to get the counter or we lose. Speaking of, like, how do I even... Like, there's nothing I can even do here. Even Texan, as good as he is, like, this attempt's actually just literally... It's already over, actually. Aw, come on. I'm not even going to get a chance to give these characters a... Like, they're not even really going to get a chance to shine, man. I do think the villain setup will go well. And I'm actually... I feel like this could go decently well if I actually don't get screwed over by the opening rotation. I mean, both Omega... Like, this is the thing. This entire strategy, you do need an Omega on each rotation. I mean, that's what you want anyway. But, I mean, this is literally unwinnable. There's not even a point in playing this out. Okay, well, that's not even... I'll just come back later when I have 6 attempts. Like I said, I don't plan on using, like, all the attempts necessarily. I don't want to win necessarily. But I do want to give the characters, you know, each character at least... getting a couple of turns just to see, like, okay, how much are they taking from the normals? I mean, that is good to see. So Omega, there's literally no way he can eat that. Right now, Texin, you know, he can buy me 1 turn if I'm able to have both Omega abilities up. But even if there's only one up, I don't think 90% damage reduction would work against Broly, even just starting out. He hits very hard. So I suppose we'll just jump back in when I have another 6. Hopefully I won't have to use all of them. Like I said, I do want to try out the villain setup too. I really think, so while I haven't really gotten to use him, I imagine same said for a lot of people, especially with all the AoEs, right? But so tag Carnival Rezu Zamasu. I really do think that Zamasu, you know, is gonna really shine in Bio Broly, as well as the Gamma's fight, unironically. So I am very eager to try that out. However, you know, I gotta obviously wait here. So yeah, I'll jump back into this later on. I don't necessarily need to jump through these in sequential order, but honestly, you know what? I still have those ESPR stages I haven't done, and we're rapidly approaching 11th anniversary, so I'll probably do those while I wait for my temps to refresh. I got a ton of stones, and I want more, right? But yeah. So anyway, we'll be back when I have more attempts later on. Alrighty, we are back here. Let's jump into this. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, I don't. It's not like I'm trying to like win or anything. That's not the goal. I want to get a couple of turns in at least, just to get an idea of what like the tanking, as well as, let me make sure. Okay, good. Just to get an idea of like how well we're gonna tank, how much damage, you know, we can really deal to this guy, because I do think it is important to, you know, actually get an idea of that before I, you know, just like, okay, here's my top 15, but it's not like because these fights are definitely, you know, a step above everything, and you really do gotta try all the different characters out in different fights when there are new really difficult fights, right? I mean, so we'll see what happens here. Once again, though, like, we really, you know what, honestly, I think I'm dead here. I think I'm dead. Even if I do get the counter, which I'm not. Okay. You know, that is really unfortunate. So, STR Gamma 1, you know, has a 70% counter for unarmed 2. And I've actually been able, I won with him on the team, right? I got that several times. I am struggling here, dude. Like, what are we doing here, man? What is this shit? Oh my god. So, yeah, honestly, I suppose that is a weakness for the GT Bosses team. This fight, you know, it is worth thinking about. This fight is very dependent upon how good your opening rotations are. And time after time after time after time here, I'm just, like, they suck. Like, I can't... They're miserable. So, like, I don't... We did get the counter. That is good. But we're not going to really... Yeah, so 5.7. Even... This one's Rainbow. We're still not really doing damage because we don't have those huge links. GT, Big Red Bosses, Shadow Dragons. Like, we are missing so much. I will... Like, I 100,000,000% understand, genuinely, not even being sarcastic, when the same card can't link with one another. You know, two physical Omegas, they can't link. Fair enough, honestly. But, you know, it's not so much an issue for a character like Goku, where there's, you know, 8 million other fucking characters on the team, but, you know, for, like, Omega, it is really problematic that you can't link with characters of the same name. Exact same characters, I think, fair enough. You can't link with them, makes sense to me. But, this is not the exact same card. These are... I don't care that they're all Omega Shenron. These are not the same fucking card. And I think it's really silly of Dokkan to just, like, la 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 la, yes they are. Like, it's... Oh, god damn. Omega, my goat, got fucking obliterated. I mean, to be fair, once again, we we don't have our links, and we don't have 2 turns of Omega. Dude, like, what the hell? Please, Dokkan. Once again, I'm not trying for like. I don't want to win. Like that's not what I'm trying to see. I just let me get a couple turns in. Let me see how we're doing like turn 3, turn 4. You're actually shitting me. Oh man, my RNG with this game today has been awful, to say the least. I've been continuing on with trying to beat the hybrids. Like what am I? Oh. Please, please, man, what is happening here? I can't get 1 Omega on each rotation. Are you fucking kidding me? Not 1? Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. Oh my god, dude. I'm so pissed. My luck today has been the worst, most dog shit possible thing ever. I lost. I had an attempt. I would have won against RedZone Broly earlier. I literally lost because of damage variance. Stupid ass fucking mechanic. I lost because of the damage variance. So I took slightly less damage than I needed to, and I entered the turn at 59% fucking HP instead of 58%, so I couldn't use Kid Gohan's active. Both supers hit him. He lived the first one, slot 1. And he almost lived the second one, which also hit him after he supered, but we had already taken, I'd already taken too much damage, and it's like, this shit is just happening over and over and over, where I'm just, my RNG with this game, it is so ass today. What is happening here? What the fuck do you mean both physical Omegas are, come on. I'm gonna play this out, I'm gonna play it out, okay? Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna humor the fucking game. Let's see what happens here. Let's see, okay. Bro. So now okay. Yeah, haha. Now there's not a super. Why does he, so I don't even know why he randomly just doesn't fucking super. But it's happened several times. We'll play it out, I guess we'll see what fucking Shadow Dragon army takes, but like we're dead. It's over. I mean, I'm type disadvantage here. I was already iffy, you know, but like, especially there's just no way without a single Omega support. Like I'm toast. The only way I'd be willing to play out like 2 Omega same rotation is double physical Omega on the first rotation. Right? Because, I mean, that's difficult to work with, but at least, you know, let's say we get double physical Omega with the Shadow Dragon Legion. There's a lot of support there, so Shadow Dragon Legion should be fine. Right? We have the damage reduction support up for next rotation anyway, so if I have, like, Sin Shenron, I mean, his first turn, he yeah. 1.4. Ugh. I know damn, okay. That's so annoying. That's actually so annoying. I know I didn't have, honestly, I'm just gonna, what I'll probably do is I'll just get, like, both Omega setups in, because I don't know, there are a lot of similar characters, to be fair. I'll probably just get both Omega setups, in, like, one sort of, video, so, yeah, I guess I'm just, like, writing off GT bosses, I don't know. This fight, it is so to me, I don't, I don't really get all the big hubbub about Bio Broly. I don't get why. Like, yeah, sure, he does a lot of damage, but honestly, it's a pretty easy fight. It's RNG. Mine's been awful today, so it's not working out, but it's not even that difficult, honestly. It's you just have to get things going, right? You get to like the first 2 turns, and you're mostly pretty set up, right? As long as you're not bringing like dog shit characters, which, to be fair, like Shadow Dragon Legion, they're not dog shit by any means, but A, we didn't have their support, and B, type disadvantage. So Shadow Dragon Legion's definitely not working for this fight. And AGL Omega, I think, might be fine if I have both physical Omegas. Like, this fight is way too dependent on opening rotation RNG for me to try GT bosses, I feel. Keep trying GT bosses. This is clearly not working out. So I'll just get, I'll try with a more villain. In fact, I'll switch up my team even a little bit, but I'll try a more villain-focused setup for Omega and see how that performs. So, with that being said, I am going to cut away here once again, and we'll be back later on once again. God damn it. Alright, we're back here. I think we've seen, once again, enough of GT bosses, or at least full GT bosses, to know it just like gets absolutely cooked. So what we're going to do here now, we're going to jump in with a more villain-centric sort of setup and see how we can, do here. I don't know. I think should be fine, but we'll have to find out. Once again, it's really going to be dependent upon, like opening rotation RNG, as well as, if Omega... Oh, man. What are we doing here, man? What is going on with these attempts? Oh, man. Like, what do I mean, Rose could probably live this, right? I do have the Golden Frieza taunt that I could use and just guaranteed safe turn. But I think what I should do... I think we should go for the... we'll hold on to the Golden Frieza taunt, if I can. To be honest, I might actually just die here. Because we don't have the Omega support for Golden Frieza or for Nova Shenron. I mean, Goku Black definitely benefits from it too, but not nearly, not nearly as much as they do. So, I mean, we did live the Super. I mean, we took 712,000 damage in the process, but, hey, we are alive. At least for now. I mean, Golden Frieza dies to this normal. I wanted to test and see if Rose could potentially, like, turn 1 before. Like, if we get a rotation like this. 286 is not, like, all things considered, that's not that bad. I've seen him take a lot more. I suppose I've also, to be fair, seen Bio Broly built up a lot more, right, before. Golden Frieza is getting hit, but still. Can I have an actual rotation here now?
Let's do this.
Let's see over here. Okay, yeah, it looks like we can. This is actually huge. So, I mean, that is good to see with Rose, though. 100% that before any Bio Broly build up, and without any Omega support, he can live that. I think that is actually really good. Now here, honestly, I think we really should try and just like blitz this guy as fast as possible. So let me pop the domain. And we'll see what happens here. Now, literally every single attack being against Omega is certainly very interesting here. I don't know how that's about to go. Another thing with Omega is, on turn 1, we don't have that sort of, greatly defense stat raise, right? I mean, normals could No, he's just double digits. I suppose Broly's not built up, but we do get the counter. That is good to see. 8.1. I mean, this is domain boosted, by the way, so. Yeah, I mean, we do need a Blitz Broly, but I don't know. It might take a little bit to do, obviously. Okay. We're probably, I mean, honestly, because we have Rose here too. We're probably going to do a decent bit of damage here. Now, I do still need to, obviously, I don't think I'm going to try, like, GT Heroes, like, just straight up GT Heroes, because I know Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That's his super easy, like, it's getting shredded here. Like, I've actually really liked him, for the most part, unlike others, but, he's getting fucking demolished. 100%, 100,000%. And as for, I mean, the Gogetas, Super Saiyan 4, Int, well, I said Super Saiyan 4. They're all Super Saiyan 4. Physical, Int, and AGL. All three. I'm just going to try them on this sort of Tag Blue setup. I think that should work out pretty well. Because those are the ones I really want to see more of. Or at least just generally of in this fight. However, I think I should actually... I mean, we don't have big bad bosses here, but I do actually want to see... That's why I brought this guy. Because I don't know how much he could tank. If he can tank at all. Versus this fight. So I suppose we're actually going to float him off. He'll get a bunch of hits in, and we'll see how much he's taken from the normals. Especially because Bio Broly should be, for the most part at least, built up by the time... Okay, man. Really? Seriously? Hee ha ha, man. Just fucking great. Dude, can we not? Like, can we not? I'm just gonna fail like 70% counters nonstop, huh? Oh, brother. What are we doing here? You know, unironically, this isn't like completely over. As crazy as that may sound. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna keep the friend on rotation and float off mine. Because the thing is, when it's double Omega, right, for the, you know, slot, or rather the second rotation, it just really screws you over. Like, the support, you can't have any of it up. So we'll actually have both supports this turn up, which is nice. And then next turn we'll still have both supports up, and it'll only be turn 3 where we finally don't have both supports up. I mean, we'll still have one, but and then by turn 4 we'll be able to have them both up again. Like, this honestly, it should work out very well. Because once again, I'm trying to do these sort of team showcases to really think about all the various characters and see how they actually perform. Sin Shenron still seems to be pretty crazy to me, honestly. Super easy Omega, not so much. Wait, are we actually... can we attack break the heal? That would be huge, unironically. 46.1. Yeah, this guy's such a fucking monster. Defensive god, and then we did get rid of the heal. That's actually so crazy. Yeah, Omega is just so great for that. Like, that is actually so valuable to get. But yeah, I mean, Sin, he has the damage, and he also, like, can just straight up, like, tank. Like, it's, he's just fucking sub easy A. Like, what? It's just so crazy to me. Okay, so I think what we do here, I do want to see, Super Easy Rose in action. However, I think the best thing I can do, in fact, I'm actually going to play this animation, is use Golden Frieza. I don't actually know if his taunt would live turn 2, where Broly's practically fully built up, but because it's going to be a super immediately. But I suppose it is worth like just seeing what happens. So let's do this. All right. Hopefully the goat here is perfectly fine. I mean, I don't know. 1.8 mil. I mean, he has 70% damage reduction guard, but I don't know. Somehow that's not enough. I don't feel. I suppose we'll find out in just a moment, because Broly just does like crazy damage, is the thing. We'll see, though. We'll see. Please cook for us, Goat. Yeah. I figured as much. So we didn't have any phase 2 there whatsoever. If I could get a turn like that to play, where I have the taunt, and we have some sort of, like we could take some normals first.
All right, let's do this.
That could work, but that was never going to. This actually could work as well, interestingly enough. Yeah, but once again, I do really want to see, hopefully we can actually see AGL Rose next turn. I think it's definitely very, very necessary to see just how he's going to do. I don't know. I mean, he may very well... Maybe it's something like... Turn 1, he could do fine, but... Turn 2, maybe he gets destroyed. But then again... Maybe with both, like, Omega supports... He'll be fine. But honestly... You know, in my last, there's no way. Seriously? We didn't succeed the 70? Dude. I felt like Omega himself did really good in the Gamma's fight. And he should be doing really good here, but my 70% are just like so awful. Oh my god, dude. You're why, man? What the fuck? Dokkan, please. What we can do here, however, let me float off Golden Frieza, and this turn he actually will be perfectly fine, right? Because, I mean, even though we don't have like the Omega support, Broly doesn't have any build-up whatsoever. At least I think we should be perfectly fine. I mean, we might end up taking some damage, but we should live. I suppose is the point I'm trying to make here. I guess we'll find out in just a moment, though. What do you got for us, Golden Frieza? Yeah, 230. Yeah. So, I mean, he could definitely tank that. Interesting. Although, it's like the first turn specifically. I don't know. I'm just... Let's see what Omega does next turn, but honestly... And to be fair, I need to see what like the tag blues end up doing for me as well. That is... And like the Goma setup too. But, you know, I had the tag blues over Omega since GDC, up until my most recent LR tier list. I'm questioning if that's, that may end up changing here, very quickly. Because, like, Omega himself, I mean, even bad luck aside, you have to consider that I think these really are the 3 hardest fights in the game. And they're not designed, even though, like, people were, like, really, really complaining about this fight, I honestly don't think it's that toxic. It's just, you gotta get good RNG. I mean, it really sucks, but it's as simple and complicated as that. You just have to get good RNG. I don't know. It's just the fact that I'm thinking of at least the GT bosses variant in particular seems to really struggle in these fights. The villain setup is doing, like, alright. Although we'll see what super easy Rose takes from this. So keep in mind with how he works, this first normal, he doesn't have any... Okay, triple super is good. He's not going to have any of the extra damage reduction up here. Oof. 641. That's with a triple super. And both Omega supports. I mean, we're alive. And he takes increasingly less damage, but I don't know. How much damage does he end up taking is the big question. I don't know. So what is his phase 2, the extra sort of percentage, by the way? It's 70% or less, so we didn't have that extra 100% either. Okay, I think he could probably honestly get to the point where he can double-digit tank normals, but it has to be... You'd probably have to be under 70% HP. And it wouldn't be the first hit. It'd probably be the second hit. It just... Can you live that long is, I suppose, the big question, right? So this time around, what we're going to do here, obviously, Sin, the GOAT, perfectly handles slot 1. And then we can... Rose should be fine here. And then, right, next turn, so turn 5 is what I mean, by the way, we can use Zamasu. Tag Zamasu. Right? And with Tag Zamasu, we're under the HP threshold. So he should do a ton of damage, and the healing will be very nice. So long as I suppose I still need it, but... Ooh. Really? How many attempts do I have left? Is it just... Okay, it's just one. I guess we'll jump in for one more here. Mine's only 55%. And I did fail, unfortunately, the 12 key. Which would have saved me, but... See, I don't like... why did they give him a great chance? Like, why is Blue Goku's, like, guaranteed and his is a great chance? That's always, like, what the fuck?
Alright, let's do this.
I don't know, that's always, like, been such an odd decision to me. What are we even doing here, man? What is going on here? Come on, okay. Shit. How do I even go about this? Because Rose would definitely die. Like, do I just have to test and see if 80% damage reduction saves Sin? It's the fact, though... it's just the super immediately. Like, even if I use the taunt with Golden Frieza, I'm just gonna die on turn 3. Who has the most hidden potential dodge? That is a good thing with this fight. It's my Rose. Yeah. That is the good thing with this fight, where dodge is actually a very valuable tool. Although then again, my dodge luck it's not too great typically, at least recently. We'll see what happens here. I might as well play it out. Let's see. And we fail, right? We're dead. Yep. How much does he take? I mean, we don't have big bad bosses. Okay. I mean that's Broly before any build-up, but no big bad bosses, no Omega support. Pretty super, right? For super easy Rose, I honestly, I don't think that's bad per se. It's a little unfortunate. Okay, well, I feel like the Omega team really can crush this. It's just I am getting tremendously unlucky with my opening rotations and everything. But I can't keep using all of my attempts on this setup, right? Because I do want to try out all the different comps, right? Because I mean, before anniversary is actually starting, I do want to get everything out. So yeah, I think I'll probably actually just end up ending this one here then, and we'll move on to the tag blue setup next time. I don't know. I may just record that in a moment here because I have my Gammas and Cell Max attempts. But there's also Bio Broly, so I don't know if I'm just gonna wait to start with Bio Broly and move up, or what I'm gonna do here. I'll figure it out after I end this. But either way, I can really see how his team would cook. It's just I'm getting really bad luck. But it's the fact that I can see that it should be working, and it's more so just an issue of my bad RNG, and the fact that a lot of these characters are 55%. But he does seem to do at least decently well. It's specifically a bunch of the GT bosses characters, besides Sin Shenron, that are really getting screwed over by these fights. That is good to know going into the tier list. That will certainly affect several placements. Okay, well, I suppose those are the Omega Team showcases. We're going to end things here. Like I said, I'll move on to the tag blues next, just because I've used a lot of superhero recently, obviously. And there's Piccolo and Beast Gohan on there on my Goma setup. So just to switch things up, use a little bit of different teams. But then we'll finish things off with the Goma setup and see how that does. I think probably should do well on all of these fights, but we'll have to see what happens. So either way, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.